Hello everybody, this is, I guess, our second full-length video. My name is Renee Joy. I will be reading Emma the A-Hole stories. I might sprinkle some other ones in there. Yeah, so welcome to my channel. Sorry, I promise that intro will get a little better as well. Sorry. My makeup's a bit of a mess because I am learning currently, and it is currently 3 o'clock in the morning, so we're a bit of a mess today. But anyway, straight to it. Quick disclaimer, or a second, or I don't know if I said that before. I'm not quite sure if any of these stories have things that children should not hear, so just in case, headphones or maybe not have the kiddos around. Anyway, this first one is, am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law that he and his family shouldn't come over after a holiday dispute of our children? Honestly, I stand strong when it comes to stuff, when it comes to my kiddos, so let's just see where this goes. My brother-in-law, 35 male, messaged me, 30 female, today, stating cryptic messages of you better keep that boy in check, and that him and his family, non-binary partner, 35, 2 children, 11 female, and a 6-month-old, wouldn't be coming over for a while. Me and my husband, 34 male, have 2 children, 11 female and 2-month-old, both of which have disabilities to which everyone in our family knows about. I told him just not to come over and brought up issues with them and their kids. Right off the bat, yeah, that was not, ooh, someone messaged me that I would not be happy. Go for it with staying away for a while. Anyway, we had Christmas at our house this year. We didn't invite anyone over. Everyone of my husband's family was just like, hey, we're coming over, which I'm fine with. We spent Thanksgiving just with our kids and didn't mind the company this week. They, husband's parents and grandparents and uncles, brought over everything, foods, drinks, paper plates, etc., which was nice. Our little family opened up our stockings and presents before anyone came over, and I had the kids' things placed in their bedrooms. Once everyone came over, we hung out and chilled. Sorry, I'm running out of breath. My son kept trying to play with his cousins, and they kept running away from him. They were running, jumping, flipping over the couch, etc. Just a lot of hyperactive kid behavior, and my son wanted to join. They would go inside the kids' room and come back out, etc. At one point, my son got frustrated and threw a drumstick toy about 6 centimeters long at his 6-year-old cousin. Brother-in-law's kiddo runs up to us stating a toy was thrown at him, and I put my son in timeout. Throughout the rest of the day, brother-in-law's son keeps coming up stating that my son is playing with a toy he wants to play with, that he keeps following him, that my son is eating candy, etc. My husband and I stay out of brother-in-law talks with his son. None of our business. Fair. Meanwhile, my daughter is just in her room watching TV, playing on phone, and chilling with her gifts. Beading, coloring, less physical things. Near the end of the day, the cousins are playing with my son's superheroes, and my son comes in and joins them without a toy. Instead, he does a superhero move, a kick, in the direction of his cousin. Brother-in-law states loudly that we need to discipline our children better, and that our daughter needs to play as well, and that she's not active. I don't say anything, but my husband reminds his brother that our daughter has physical limitations, wheelchair-bound, and prefers to do art stuff. He reminds him that if she tries to be physical like his kids, it could warrant an ER trip. No one says anything else, and the rest of the family members clean up our house, clean up kids' wrapping paper, and put away food. After everyone leaves, I go tidy up kids' rooms, and that's when I'm told by my daughter that the cousins ate my son's stocking candy. I complained to my husband, but we decided not to do anything about it because it's not like they come over often, like 1 to 3 times a year. Sorry, I have you set up on my computer on this little, flimsy table, so if it shakes, that is why. Oof. And it's not worth starting drama. Then today, I got a message from my brother-in-law about controlling my son to discipline him, and that they are not coming over for a while until we fix ourselves. I asked him why is he starting an argument? He says he's not. I remind him my son is 2, has low tolerance due to his seizures. Okay, Starting an argument, he says he's not. I remind him my son is 2, has low tolerance due to his seizures, medications affecting his behaviors, and that of course he's going to have behaviors when he's triggered. That 1, he's being excluded in his own home, and 2, brother-in-law kids keep taking his toys and eating his candy. I remind brother-in-law that his kids are old enough to know better, that he shouldn't come over if that's how he feels, and that his kids are whiny as hell, and that he's been a judgmental prick. There's language in this. I'm gonna have to fix that ponytail. I haven't told my husband yet he's taking a nap with our son. I wanted to tell their parents and vent about how crazy rude they were, but I 100% know that's an a-hole move and won't resort to that. Whoops. I might be the a-hole since I essentially banned brother-in-law from our house and insulted his kids, escalating the situation. I also blamed my kids' disabilities on why they acted like they did. So Reddit, judge me so I can get closure on this matter. For one, not only is that child 2 years old, brother-in-law's kids are way older. Number 2, he has disabilities, which she has stated several times in their family members, so they dang well know that these children have... Oh, Lord, have mercy. I would never be seeing these family members again. I would be beyond upset. There is no reason for how this man... This man acts like a full-grown toddler. I bet that 2-year-old behaves better than he does. Oof. And then I'm not reading through the comments on this one because it's just a bunch of stuff. And then they are, by the way, not the a-hole. And this is what Reddit has claimed them to be, or the little badge thing. Alright. I have more up here. I have them saved. I'm trying to find them. But yeah, I definitely, I would have been a lot meaner than this woman, let me just tell you that. I would have been nasty. You don't mess around when it comes to people's kiddos, and ooh, that person needs a quick wow. Sorry, I'm trying to find okay. This is a good one. Okay. Let's get on here. Reddit has them claimed as not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for not coddling my nephew? My 24-year-old nephew is staying with my mother-in-law and father-in-law to learn how to take care of himself. My husband, our kids, 23, 21, and 18, and I live a mile away from them. My nephew is very coddled. At 24, he's never held a job, doesn't drive, doesn't cook, doesn't know how to do his laundry, and has no social skills. He's been here for almost a month, and for someone here to learn independence, he's not very independent. He's calling me and my kids daily to ask us to take him to one specific mall 15 miles away when there's a perfectly fine one 2 miles away across the street from a bus stop. He wants us to drive him to the grocery store half a mile away because it's too cold to walk, 50 degrees. Oh. We put up with it for the first couple of weeks, but lately we've been agreeing to drives if one of us is already going in that direction. If not, we suggest Uber, walking, or the bus. My older 2 kids went to a party on Friday night, and they invited him to go with them. I use the word party very loosely. There were 15 people building gingerbread houses, playing White Elephant, and a Mario Kart tournament. No drinking, no loud music. The party was at my cousin's house, an hour and a half away. My nephew agreed to go, then 20 minutes in started texting me asking me how long this party would last, then saying he was overwhelmed and only expected 2 or 3 people to be there, complaining that my kids wouldn't take him home, then asking to pick him up. I told him that he agreed to go and that if he heard the party and expected 3 people, that's on him. So if he couldn't handle being there, he could either Uber or take a train. He wasn't willing to do either, so he sat in the living room and waited for my kids to be ready to go. He told my sister-in-law about us refusing rides and me not picking him up from the party, so she called me furious that we're treating him like this and that he chose to come out here because he'd have support while learning to be independent. I told her that learning to be independent means learning to do stuff by himself and that I don't plan to coddle a grown man. If my kids can figure it out, so can he. Now she's mad that I'm refusing to support her son learning independence and that family is supposed to be better than this. Am I the a-hole for not coddling him? 100% not. Times like a billion. That he's a grown man. As far as we can tell from the story, we're going to assume no disabilities, nothing like that. So, he sounds like a grown man child. And if she was so upset about it, she could have just showed her butt up there and picked him up herself. That is absolutely ridiculous. These people are nuts. But yeah, definitely not the a-hole. I got some more good ones. I saved a bunch. This one is best of Redditor updates. Sorry, I'm fidgety. I don't like to sit still for very long, and I'm sitting on my legs because I'm very short, and my feet are starting to go numb. Alrighty. This says it has updates. It has some stuff blocked out, like with a black block. Sorry, I haven't been on Reddit very long. I don't know why it's on that. So this, I'm just gonna put a warning advisory because it says trigger warnings and then you can't see what the trigger warnings are. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there real quick. It says my 32 female husband, 36 male, staged an intervention after I told him I wanted a divorce. It said this is a repost. And they're not the original poster. Because it was originally posted to r/relationship advice. Okay. Oh, it has a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure if we're going to read this one. Okay, original post. I, 32 female, have been married to my husband, 36 male, for 6 years. It's my first serious relationship. I love him. He's funny, charming, and intelligent, and we share a lot, but he has always been a little hot-headed. This is a bit of a lengthy one, but that's okay. We like lengthy ones. That was... don't. Some context first. A few months ago, a situation at work went badly and I fell into a burnout. I'm autistic and the burnout has made my executive dysfunction much worse. I've been on sick leave ever since. I have very little energy, even basic things leave me exhausted. I sleep a lot, socialize very little, skip meals. I know it's bad, but I'm doing my best. Good for you. It's always good to at least try. My husband has been very frustrated that I'm not respecting his needs. We don't have intercourse. I don't cook every day, and the house isn't as tidy as he'd like. Multiple times I didn't take care of things while he was at work, so he yelled at me. Others, I made him ignore me for hours. I tried to explain that I was struggling too much, and he replied that I was using my situation and exaggerating my symptoms for attention. I tried to push myself to meet his needs and keep the house, but every time I quickly got too tired and had to stop. I tried to tell him, but he said he didn't want to hear it because he has enough on his plate. I never know if I'm going to make him angry. I have been crying almost every day, and I don't know if it's the burnout or if it's because I can't be there for him. I felt like it would be better for both of us to take a break. He refused and said that as his wife, it's my legal duty to be there in sickness and in health. Okay, well, if it's her legal duty to be there in sickness and in health for you, then why can't you be there in sickness and health for her? Yeah, let's answer that one. 2 weeks ago, I finally told him I wanted a divorce. He had a meltdown and yelled for hours, saying I was just confused because of my mental health. He apologized later and said I shouldn't act irrational like that. I hesitated for a few days and told him I still wanted to leave, and he had another meltdown. Yesterday, I woke up and went downstairs to find my husband, his parents, and my parents all waiting for me. Oh, Lord, I would not be happy about that. They said they were extremely worried and that they never get news except from my husband. He reported to them that he was scared for me because I was isolating and harming myself. Ooh, Lord. They told me it was okay to need help and that I needed stability. They said they were all there for me no matter what. I cried the entire time. I felt cornered, humiliated, and defensive. I felt like that was not normal, but now I don't know what to think. After they left, he said Ooh, sorry about that. After they left, said he contacted my GP and psychologist to let them know how bad it is and booked an appointment with a psychiatrist on my behalf. He said they all care about me and wanted to help me be myself again. Part of me still wants to leave, but another part of me wonders if they're right. I still love him, and I'm definitely not my most stable right now. I am in a fog. To be honest, I feel really selfish and guilty about all of this. I am completely overwhelmed. Could you guys give me an outside perspective on this? Thanks a lot. By the way, there's edits and updates and all that fun stuff. That man was not there for you when you needed him and expects you to relate. Okay. From my perspective, by the way, I'm just speaking on my experience. I have been with the same person since I was 13 and I am now 20. A relationship is not always just 50-50 right down the middle. Sometimes another partner has to take a little more initiative while the other one is down, not feeling good emotionally, mentally, physically. And I definitely do not see that happening here. He expects her to do everything for him while he does jack shit. Oh, I did not mean to say that curse word, Mom, Dad. By the way, I am living on my own, but... And my parents do... I don't know why I always get like this. Like, every time I accidentally cuss in front of my mom or my dad, and I'm like, you're still a child, or girl, you're a grown adult. I don't care, but it still feels weird. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I love you. Okay. Edit. Thanks, everyone. So many replies. I am grateful. I can't answer everyone right now, but I can give a few thoughts and infos. I see my GP. I don't know what that means. Every 2 weeks, I was on a medication, but we had to stop because of side effects. Now we are trying another medicine. By the way, I'm just saying medicine, all that fun stuff, because I cannot pronounce either of those words. I had already seen a therapist before, a few years ago, and my husband called her and my GP yesterday to tell them I needed help before booking the appointment with the psychiatrist he found. I'll go to the appointments and give them my perspective. I have an okay relationship with my parents. They see me as fragile and don't always understand the autism. I think I will try to talk to them about what was going on and ask if I can stay with them temporarily and get better before deciding on the divorce. I'll rest for now. This is a lot to take in. Thank you, everybody. Okay, this is update 1. It says, editor's note, the post was deleted by mods, but a copy can be found here. Okay. I am learning to navigate this fun Reddit stuff. So this came August, this is fresh. So this is a new story. Okay, so this came August 27th, 2025, 10 days later. It said, I decided to stay and get help first. I talked to my parents, and not long after the intervention, to explain my perspective to them. They listened and said they were concerned, but asked me to wait to make sure I was not being oversensitive and that all marriages had ups and downs. I am seeing my past psychologist and my GP while waiting for the appointment with my psychiatrist my husband booked for me. My therapist recommended me to get away, even temporarily, or to set firm boundaries. I annoyed my husband with that a few times, and he got angry and said I was being dramatic or that my therapist was not a marriage counselor and had no say. Oh my god. I don't even I don't even know what to say to that. I contacted my parents and asked if I could stay for a few weeks. They asked if my husband agreed, and I said he didn't know. They said maybe I should talk to him first. He's not, like, I get that, yeah, you should talk to your partner and stuff when it is safe and okay for you to do so, but he is not her mom or dad. She's not a child. She can do whatever the heck she wants. And just the simple fact that her parents are not, it seems like they're not there for her. Like, if I were to ever call my parents and be like, hey, I need to get out, I want to stay with you for a few weeks or whatever, they'd be like, okay, we got a room for you. Get here. Okay. Not long after my husband called me and asked to stay home, he came back and grabbed me and screamed and yelled, said I made him furious, disappointed, and very worried. He asked me how I could do this to him and why I went behind his back. It was time I stopped playing the victim, that he did not recognize me anymore, that everyone was worried about my state. Get out of there before he hurts you. That is a terrible human being. He told me he thought we trusted each other and I needed to improve before he had to take measures to help me. I just felt sorry about what I did and for being too emotional again. I think I had an autistic meltdown, but I am not sure. I don't remember everything. I apologize for my behavior. I tried to initiate something with him, but he pushed me away. I think he's okay now, but I know he's still hurt. This man is not a good person. I think he is definitely manipulating this poor lady and using the fact that she has autism against her and making her feel like that her emotions are all just that, or all just because of that. And oh Lord, that is, I hope she gets safe. I am feeling guilty, horrible, and anxious. I can't stop pathetically crying. Girl, you are not pathetic. Oh, I hope she's okay. Just want to give this lady a hug. I don't know how to fix myself. I wish that appointment was sooner. How do I stop hurting him? Girl, don't worry about that. Oh, I got words to say about that are not too polite. Update 2. This apparently was posted directly on her profile, September 26, 2025, 1 month later. He got better. He sincerely apologized, and I tried to fix my state the best I could. We agreed some ground rules and minimum things I should do every day to keep intimacy alive. We agreed I could keep seeing my therapist, but I have to focus only on my issues. But it's hard because she keeps bringing my husband up. I've also had the first appointment with my psychiatrist, no assessment yet. Lord. I want answers. There were a few days where I made enough efforts and we had sweet, joyful moments together again, but I still anger my husband often. I think he's losing patience and I feel terrible every day and I want it to stop. I think about leaving all the time instead of working it through. I had an episode where I passed out and he took care of me. He was sweet. I know he informed our parents and friends that they contacted me to say they were there for us. We had a lot of heartfelt discussions about what happened. He hugged me and kissed me, and he said he loved me. And it broke, oh Lord, and broke it tears because I scared him. And he needed to be reassured, so we agreed on checking on each other on a regular basis throughout the day until we find a permanent solution. But now I have panic attacks, and I'm scared to tell him. I hope she gets safe. That just seems like a dangerous situation all the way around, man. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a chest cold. Okay. Update 3. October 15th, 2025, 2.5 weeks later. I left. I can't talk yet. I'm exhausted but safe. Update for October 27th, 2025, 2 weeks later. So he found out about the panic attacks. He had the worst anger outburst oh Lord, I am so sorry. I am so tired. It's not even funny. He had the worst anger outburst he ever had. He lost control, and I thought I wouldn't. I hurt him during I had more panic attacks. He was horrified and later said it was clear I was too unstable and that we would look into committing me. It felt wrong, but I kept deteriorating, and at some point I remember vividly thinking about all the things my therapist and psychiatrist and people on Reddit had said. I recall getting physically sick and throwing up, and I panicked and got help. I can't say what and how, but it was insanely hard and stressful. I changed my mind and wanted to give up multiple times, but I pushed. It took me all I had left, and I had to follow instructions like a child, but I didn't. I didn't tell anyone. Have frequently. Oh Lord, I am so sorry. I have frequent nightmares, and I switch between intense emotion, panic attacks, and feeling disconnected from everything, but I still felt like I was allowed for the first time in years. I am exhausted from all those changes. The people who help me are sweet and helpful, but I don't know if I can totally trust them. I feel alone, scared, I miss home. There are days I don't want to go back, but they don't judge me and they're never mad at me and never scream at me. It's weird, but I still feel horrible for putting my husband through this. I am sorry for what I did. I miss him. I regret not breaking up with him like a normal person, but I also feel bad for ghosting my close ones and not updating them. I hope they can all forgive me someday, and I'm sorry for not listening sooner. Ooh. I'm glad she's safe. Okay, I think this is the last update. So, it says title, or update 5, December 15th, 2025. I am crashing. Sometimes I think I overreacted. I want to go home, but I am too weak. I am crashing. I can't do it. We celebrated Christmas together every year, and I'm not going to be there. The staff here, they said it's not my fault, but it is. They forbid me from contacting anyone from my social circle. I don't know what to think of them. I'm still scared all the time. And then it goes through that. A little more of that. And, ooh. I know it's hard, but she'll be okay. Prayers. Anyway, this will be, I think I said this in my last video, but I more than likely will not edit this. I'm just going to go ahead and upload it. And then I'm going to start filming at a decent time of day and editing and all that different kinds of fun stuff. Lord, that was definitely a heavy one. Maybe, yeah. So, if you guys have any tips or tricks on improving video or sound quality, I'm sorry about the sound quality. I'm trying to be a little more quiet because my 2 kiddos and partner are currently sleeping, and yeah, it is, like I said, well, it's 3:58, so that's fun. So like I said, if you have any tips or tricks for me or any comments or maybe something you would like to see next, I'm open to any type of video that is appropriate. I know how some people can get. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day and love you all. Bye.